Good morning, honeys. Okay, my question for you is, are you morning workout people or afternoon, evening workout people? I am a morning workout person through and through. However, on days like today where I have to film when the lighting is good, I gotta inch that workout a little bit. So I worked out this morning in terms of doing my run, but the weightlifting portion of my workout, we're gonna do together a little bit later because there are a few things that I have to film this morning. First thing on our agenda is, I'm just kidding, this is random mail, that's my fiance's, but I thought it looked like cue cards, so it would be cute. First thing is I am having a huge anniversary sale for my app. So to celebrate 1 year of my app being an app, the program, the Slim program, has been a program for 7 years, but I turned it into an app in September of 2024. So to celebrate that, I had a big giveaway and I gave away a lot of free memberships to Slim. But I also, if you didn't win, I wanted you to still win. So I'm doing 20% off of the app, and you can lock in that 20% off forever, for as long as the app is an app. So take advantage of that. You can use the code 1 year and that will get you 20% off. Make sure that you enter the coupon code and hit apply, and you see the price go down before you finish checking out. Otherwise, you won't get the discount. So take advantage, do the master plan. You'll save hundreds of dollars. And it ends up being less than $1 a day or less than $2 a day if you want to have coaching. So less than $2 a day to have me in your pocket and in your ear and on calls regularly. Like, come on, who wouldn't want this? So yeah, I'm filming a couple of anniversary ads. Then I'm filming a video about what's in here. Japanese sweet potatoes. I'm filming how to perfectly cook them. I filmed last week how to perfectly cook Hawaiian sweet potatoes, and that video performed very well. So I'm like, all right, twist my arm, more videos about sweet potatoes. And then the last video is a short form video about protein, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But before I film, oatmeal season is back, baby. I am going to prep my oatmeal now because I like for it to sit a little bit so that it thickens up. So it's actually perfect timing because I'm gonna prep my oatmeal with my zucchini. I'll show you exactly how I make it. And then while I'm filming, it will sit and thicken up and then we can enjoy it. So the season has come back. As it gets colder, my oatmeal love affair continues. Yes, the oatmeal does start with zucchini. So I take an entire zucchini. I promise you, you can't taste it. It's gonna add volume and nutrients and those incredible thylakoids that shut off the hunger signal. And it's just gonna blend right in. It's the best, you'll love it. And if it's scary to you, start out with 1/4 of a zucchini and you can work your way up. So I grate an entire zucchini and then I'm doing a cup of oats. This always shocks people because they're used to doing 1/2 cup of oats. And the same people that will only eat 1/2 cup of oats in the morning, I say this with love, I say it because you need to hear it, but you might not wanna hear it, are the same people that struggle with overeating at night. They say a cup of oats, that's way too much. And then they get overly hungry at nighttime, they overeat, and then in the morning, they're not even hungry for a full cup of oats because they've overeaten so much at night because they didn't eat enough during the day. So yes, I do eat a full cup of oats, so there is no overeating, not ever. Then I'm adding in about 1 3/4 cup of water. And you can either cook this in the microwave, or if you are looking for a good skillet recommendation, a good saucepan recommendation, I'm gonna link my favorite saucepans below, my Caraway pans, and I do have a discount. They're non-toxic, non-stick. I truly cannot recommend them highly enough. Once it's cooked, I'm going to be adding in flaxseed, but not any regular flaxseed. I grind up the flaxseed and I store it in the fridge. I use this little grinder from Amazon that I can link down below. And then I'm adding in Ceylon, however you say it, cinnamon. And if you're looking for a great peanut butter, I love, once again, peanut butter. I cannot tell you how long it took me to find to-go packets to bring while I'm traveling that don't have any oil added. And once again, peanut butter doesn't have any oil or sugar added, so a great brand.
So once it is fully cooked, I am mixing in my flax seeds. You can also mix in PB2 powder. That gives a great flavor. And if you find that you need some sweetness, you could add in some maple syrup. I don't. I just add in cinnamon. I didn't have any banana. Normally I would be adding in chopped banana here as well. You could also add in chopped apple, and then I'm topping it with peanut butter.
Of course, with my breakfast, I am having my B12 and D3. These are linked below. And I want to shout out, I just had some happy clients and customers send in some selfies of them with the product. So you can see here my client Michelle, there's Selena, there's Deb, there's Regina. So these are happy takers, I guess, of the B12 and the D3. So join these happy smiling faces. These supplements are linked below. They are a daily occurrence for me, and I truly don't know what I would do without them. So linked down below, and you can bundle and save.
In the closet, because filming is done, eating is done. It is time to do my workout, and I'm not going to work out in this sweat in this set. I'm not going to sweat in this set because it's a great set to film in. It is nice and bright and light and white and aligned with my aesthetic, but I need to keep it that way. So we're going to change into different gear to work out in, and we're going to work out together.
Okay, am I the only one who used to think that if you aren't, not you, me, that an at-home workout didn't count as much as a gym workout, and when you go to the gym, it's like it counts more? That mentality, we don't know her. I would actually argue that doing an at-home workout can sometimes be a better workout than at the gym, because you're thinking in your mind, if I'm just doing this at home, like I really got to go for it, versus when you're at the gym, just the sole fact that you're at the gym seems to count. Like, you know, when you take the SATs, you get 200 points for writing your name or whatever. That's like when you go to the gym. Well, I'm here, so the workout's already happening just because I'm here. We don't subscribe to her, especially because I'm, you know, in the midst of creating my at-home workout version of Slim that doesn't even have dumbbells. It's just full body weight exercises, but I'm gonna do a Slim workout that is an at-home workout with my dumbbells and my wrist weights. These are really cool dumbbells. Let me show you them. So these are adjustable. Each one of these little guys is 1.1 pounds, a half a kilo. So you can adjust them and make them heavier or make them lighter. So I love these. I'll link them down below. Let me tell you though, I need to tell you how to detach them because I could not figure out for the life of me how to detach them. If you do get these, if you do want to be my twin, and they're so cute, they're all white. To detach, put it on a stand like this, push down, and then you can slide it out. You're not able to slide it out if you're not pushing down, okay? That took me 10 years to figure out. Then I have my wrist weights. I'll also link these down below. But these are 2 pounds, so sometimes I will wear these depending on what the workout is. Like if I'm doing bicep curls, I'll wear these and have this at the same time. So let's do our at-home workout now. We can do it together. And I love to, when I'm at home, I can put YouTube up on the TV and I will watch people. Like I love watching people talk about books. So I will put on YouTube and do exactly that. Like I'm about to watch girls talk about the books that they're reading. Like guys, this is my recommended on YouTube. My recommended is reading and then ambiance, because when I read, I will put on an ambiance. Like I'll put this on while I'm reading and it's cozy jazz. Oh my gosh, I love it. But anyway, let me put on a reading video.
pretty typical meal for me. I mean, truly, this would be my death row meal. The Hawaiian sweet potatoes, I actually steamed these in the Instant Pot. So I steamed them for about 5 minutes. They're smaller ones, so I had a bunch of little baby ones. Steam them in the Instant Pot for 5 minutes, and then I like to let them sit in the fridge. And then I have zucchini and summer squash that I baked on parchment paper on my new caraway pans. I'll link them down below. And I cooked them at 440 Fahrenheit for about 25 minutes. I didn't flip them or anything just because I'm lazy, but they would taste better if you flip them. And then I have some zucchini that I steamed in my microwave steamer. And then on the left here, I have soy curls, and the soy curls have been rehydrated and they have nutritional yeast and some other spices on them. And then I added some sesame seeds. So this is a very classic meal. The only thing that will rotate for me is the protein that I use and the source of healthy fat. So sometimes the protein will be tofu, or it'll be edamame, or it'll be seitan, or it'll be some sort of beans. And then sometimes the healthy fat will be sesame seeds, or it'll be avocado, or sometimes I'm lazy and I'm like, you know what, tofu is going to count for the fat and the protein. Or I'll do nut butter with my sweet potatoes. And cinnamon is going to go on these, obviously, but for the sake of the video and the photo, we're gonna keep the cinnamon off. But you know, it wouldn't be me if I wasn't adding the cinnamon. And just to clarify, my death row meal wouldn't be the soy curls with the nutritional yeast and sesame seeds. Honestly, my death row meal would just be the potatoes and the vegetables. Let me know what your death row meal would be, because truly mine would be sweet potatoes and vegetables. Like, I cannot tell you how much I love it.
Workout is done. We are changed. We're fresh. These are my fiancés. I've just eaten, so I can responsibly do what I need to do next. Make brownies. I'm making brownies for book club, and even though they're healthy brownies, you can't make these on an empty stomach. You can't do the baking on an empty stomach. You gotta do it right after you have a healthy meal. So, healthy meal is in me, and we are gonna make kabocha squash brownies. So I like to do this when I get a kabocha squash that really isn't that good. I'll make it into brownies. So let's do that now. Book club is tomorrow, and the reason why I'm making them today is because I like for them to sit in the fridge overnight so they can really firm up, and they're best when they're cooler so that they hold their shape together. If you don't have this, use a sweet potato. You'll do just fine. You'll want to make sure that there's enough moisture in the sweet potato. So, okay. You could use butternut squash too, but kabocha is really sweet. So let's go ahead and make our brownies. I'm gonna lock in and do computer work until I have some client things to do tonight, which I will take you along for. I have my live Q&A, and then I have a group Zoom call. But a lot of people are interested in how I stay so organized. I really am like a type AAA personality. So the first thing is, I used to be a teacher, and when I was a teacher, teachers know you are so in the month that you're in. September feels like September, November feels like November, March feels like March. And when I stopped being a teacher, I really missed that. I felt like the seasons were just passing me by. So what I do now is I make it so that my background on my computer is the month and the color that I want to represent the month. So I have this crimson red because it reminds me of just fall and apple season, but also like the Harvard crimson color reminds me of back to school. I live in Boston, and so Harvard, just that color is representing September to me. And then I change my Google Calendar colors to represent the season that we're in as well. So my Google Calendar is browns and burnt oranges and deep tans and reds to represent the fall season. And then I will color coordinate everything, and I time block, which I didn't even realize that time blocking was a thing. I'm like, doesn't everybody like operate their life this way? You just put on the calendar exactly what you're doing during that time. But in any event, I will color coordinate based on the arms of my business. So there's really 3 main arms of my business and how I spend my days. The first is the Slim program that I talk about all the time. So the Slim program has its own color in my calendar, and everything related to the Slim program is under that color. The second arm is my supplements, and my supplements get a different color in the calendar. The third arm of business is brand collaborations, so that will have its own color. Those are the 3 arms of my business in terms of income, but in terms of how I spend my day, a huge majority of my week is spent on content creation, which gets its own color. Content creation is not something that it's not an income in my business. It's, for posting on Instagram, I don't make money from posting on Instagram, but it's a huge thing that I spend time doing because I know that growing an audience is indirectly contributing to success within the business. So that's what I spend the majority of my time on is content creation. And then I have admin as another color. And then I have I have like personal as another color and trips as another color. So every Friday, I set my calendar for the next week, and it can be moved a little bit. And then every day at the end of the day, I look at the calendar for the next day and I make sure that everything is perfect for the next day. So I live, breathe, and die by my Google Calendar. I literally would die without it. I'm going to lock in and do some work in those arms of my business that I just talked about. And then I'll see you a little bit later today for the live Q&A with my Slim clients and then the group call.
By the way, I just got a new knife set from Caraway. I will link it below. I have a discount code, so you can get a discount site-wide. I'm obsessed. It is unbelievable how well these cut. Like in comparison to what I was using before, it's a joke. Thank you so much for attending Cheeky Title Saturday. If you don't know, Cheeky Title Saturday is on Saturdays. I upload a vlog with a cheeky title. We vlog and we talk about the cheeky title. CTS, Cheeky Title Saturday. My diet needs to change. If you're thinking this is I'm no longer a whole food plant-based type of confessional, honeys, it's been over 10 years of me eating whole food plant-based. Actually, you know what? This is a good opportunity for me to show you something. This is my high school yearbook. The reason why I have it is because all my best friends and I did the wedding trend or the yearbook trend recently where we showed this is our yearbook photo. This is what we look like now. So that is why I have the yearbook because I made it for us. But anyway, I went on a trip down memory lane here. Actually, I opened up to the page that I need. And look who won most reliable in high school. Like, guys, I say this like I'm not being Uncle Rico right now, talking about high school glory days, because that's not the only superlative that I won. No, I'm kidding. No, that is truthful, but I'm kidding about the arrogance. I say it because you can count on me to be a whole food plant-based for the long run. I am not a flip-flop dieter. I'm not a yo-yo dieter. Like, I'm whole food plant-based. That's that. However, what I'm talking about today with my diet changing is that it's the most wonderful time of the year. It's fall, which means I have a new deodorant. I ordered this. I'm trying out new deodorants, and I'm very much focusing on things, everything being aluminum free without the endocrine disruptors in terms of deodorant. So I'm trying this out, and it is, it literally came in the mail today, so I don't have an opinion on it yet because I haven't been able to do workouts with it and sweat with it yet. But Cinnamon, well, I did my little workout, but anyway, Cinnamon natural deodorant, and it has this hot and spicy smell. So I'll link this down below if you want to be deodorant twins. I mean, cinnamon is my favorite smell in the world, but it's fall. It is the best season of the year. There is absolutely no competition for fall being the best season. If fall isn't your favorite season, who hurt you? Fall is the best, especially living in New England, living in Boston. When fall comes around, my diet very much changes because the fall produce is the best produce slate of the year. And I prefer to eat seasonally, meaning that I will lean into certain foods and lean away from certain foods depending on what the season is. This is not rigid. This is not rules-based. It stemmed from being very intuitive and then looking into the science and learning, oh my gosh, this is actually hugely beneficial. Nature is incredible that it designed me to naturally gravitate toward and want foods that are in season because there's benefit of doing so. So let's talk about exactly how to do this and all of the benefits. So I'm putting up on the screen here all of the fall produce that's in season. Feel free to take a screenshot of this. These are the foods that you're going to want to lean into this fall. First reason why I do this is because of the higher nutrient density. When these foods are picked at their peak harvest, the vitamin, mineral, and antioxidant content is going to be higher. You're getting more bang for your buck. It is so nutrient dense. You know how in the summer, the watermelon is so red and juicy, and then in the winter, it's literally white? Which one do you think is more nutrient dense? This is across the board with foods when they're in season. In fact, there was a study done in 2018 that measured vitamin C across produce across different seasons. And to give you an example, they found that potatoes in the fall time have a significantly higher vitamin C nutrient density because potatoes are best harvested during the fall. So nutrients fluctuate with season. If you are eating spinach in the summer versus spinach in the winter, it's actually the case that the spinach in the winter is going to be about 50% higher in vitamin C. Something else is like oranges. You know, Cara orange season, when you get into winter and there's abundance in oranges. Oranges have more vitamin C in the winter. So there are certain foods that you want to lean into in the fall season because their nutrient density is going to be so much higher, and they're the ones that I showed you a little bit earlier. So as we get into the fall season, you're going to be seeing a lot more squash from me. You're going to be seeing more apples, more Brussels sprouts. You're going to see me leaning away from fruit. In the summer, fruit is like so appetizing and juicy and sweet. And then as you get into the cooler months, why is it that it's not as attractive to you anymore? Part of that is your design by nature and your body saying, that's not going to be as high in nutrients right now. Let's lean into the foods that are. Additionally, getting into these cooler seasons, I talked about oatmeal. Like I had oatmeal this morning because I said I'm just feeling more drawn to it. Whereas in the summer, we're eating more raw foods because those have a cooling effect and they're hydrating as well. So the reason for this is because in the summer, your body is really working hard to dissipate heat, to get rid of heat because it's so hot out. Whereas in the winter, your body is working very hard to generate heat and to keep heat in. So your food preferences are going to be reflective of that. In the summer, you are eating fruits and raw food and salads because those aren't going to add much internal heat, which the body likes because the body's trying to stay nice and cool. Whereas cooked foods, those are going to, there's the thermic effect of food, which is your body burning energy and creating heat when you eat. That's going to add more heat to the body. So the body stays away and it says, I don't really want like a thick, heavy stew right now because it knows that that's going to heat up your body. Whereas in the winter, that's exactly what the body wants in the winter. The body wants to stay warm. It's working very hard to generate heat and keep you warm. So eating foods that are gonna increase your body's internal temperature, yes, I'll take that. But also, those foods are easier to digest. And if the body doesn't have to work as hard on digestion, which it does when we're eating raw foods, then it can allocate more energy to conserving heat and keeping your body warm. The second reason why I am consciously choosing, but also naturally gravitating toward the foods that are in season is because they taste so much better. Why is that? Did you know that the apples that you're eating in like summertime have probably been stored for about a year? Those were harvested literally last year. The apples that you're eating that aren't in season are probably a year old. So the longer that these foods sit, the more nutrients they're losing, which is why when you eat food right when it's harvested, it is so abundant and tasteful. And that's because the brain knows there's so many nutrients in here. Keep eating this food, keep eating this food. So that's why we get a greater dopamine release from it and why it tastes so much better. The longer time in transit between the food being harvested and actually eating the food, the amount of nutrients is gonna decrease and it's not gonna taste as good. When you go apple picking, you eat the apple right off the tree. Is that not the best apple you've ever had? It's part of the reason why. And I don't want you to turn this into, oh no, I have to eat my food right when I buy it, otherwise I'm losing the nutrients. Please don't get lost in the sauce here. I've talked about before how this is like varsity plus of health. Don't let the fact that your broccoli has been sitting keep you from eating broccoli. This is like next level biohacking for people who I feel like I've beat so many levels of the game when it comes to nutrition. Like I am so set in my whole food plant-based ways that now I look into these types of things to say, how can I take my health to the next level? And this is part of it. Eating the food that is as fresh as possible. I'm gonna pay the extra money to eat the broccoli that came from the farm down the street, as opposed to the one that's been sitting in the grocery store forever that could have come from another country, because I know how dense in nutrients the one from the farm is. It is also more environmentally sound. It's more affordable. The foods apples at this time of year are so much cheaper because they're in season. Environmentally, it's a great call as well, because when you eat what's in season, you are reducing shipping time, transit time, storage time. Remember those apples that I talked about that are sitting in storage for a year? The amount of energy that goes into keeping those fresh and the amount of production and care that has to happen for that. If we lean more into seasonal eating and don't rely on eating the same exact foods every single day of the year, then we can put less reliance for grocery stores on keeping, I need to have a Macintosh apple every single day of the year. No, I lean into that more in the fall so that the grocery stores don't have to have every single food stocked every single moment. And you might think, well, I'm just one person. How could I have an impact? That's the tragedy of the commons. When everybody says that, there is no change. But when everyone says, I am one person, I can make a change, then there's change. It's also great for gut health. I talk about how diversity is the #1 indicator of a healthy, diverse gut microbiome, and a gut that digests food well, and that you're not bloated and you feel good because your gut health is directly related to your mental health. The gut is the second brain. 95% of the serotonin in your body, which is the mood stabilizing hormone, is made in the gut. So gut health is extraordinarily important. It is going to be based on diversity in what you're eating. So the great thing about eating seasonally is that you've got diversity covered. You don't have to worry about eating a perfectly diverse diet every single week of the year. Instead, as you go through the ebbs and flows of different seasons, you can lean into seasonal produce that A, is more nutrient dense, but also you make sure you're covering all of your bases. So, is my diet changing? Yeah, as we move into fall, you're gonna be seeing more soups and stews and warming foods, more squash, Brussels sprouts, chestnuts, kabocha squash, honey nut squash, delicata squash, acorn squash. I'm so excited about these, I can't even tell you. Oh, such good stuff.
Afternoon sun is coming in, so there are 2 things left on my agenda for today. Actually, there's 3. I need to put in hoop earrings. only have my seconds in right now. I have my live Q&A very soon here at 5 o'clock every Monday. I have not missed a Monday I've never missed a week, and I started doing this. It's been 7 years and I haven't missed a week of my live Q&A. So I'm doing a live Q&A as I do every week in my group for the Slim program. So if you're in the Slim program and you're on the master plan, you can ask me all your questions and I answer them every week, and it's always recorded. So there are hundreds and hundreds of hours of Q&As that you can watch, and I answer all the questions. So I'm just getting set up for that. We'll do that and then I'll tell you what's after. Hi guys, welcome to today's live Q&A. We have fabulous questions as always, so thank you for submitting those, and let's dive right in. Okay, question 1. Live Q&A has concluded there's many benefits of being on the master plan for the Slim program, but another benefit is that you get Zoom calls with me. So I just finished up the Q&A and now I'm gonna head on a Zoom call, and I absolutely love these. I love seeing the faces of the people that I work with, and I get to know these people I've known them for a long time at this point. So I'm gonna hop on that Zoom call now. And this is this fills me up so much. I love doing this. But it's confidential, so I'm gonna have to stop recording now. Don't forget, you can get 20% off the master plan with the code 1YEAR.
If you made it to this point of the video, I want you to comment an emoji of a vegetable. That's how I know who my homies are, okay? I love you, honeys, and I'll see you in my next video. Woo!